All right, we are back for yet another video. So by the time this video goes out, we will be 9 weeks out. Technically, I'm 9 weeks out as of tomorrow morning. Today, we're just going through a boring rest day. They need to happen. Obviously, in prep more so than anything else, recovery is actually super important. We got to make sure that we're maintaining all the muscle tissue that we put on in our off season. So it's really important that when we're in this calorie deficit for a very long period of time, that we don't ever skip our rest days when we're supposed to have them. So, I have a little surprise package that I've yet to open. Haven't actually checked them out yet, but we have some mics. So, much better quality audio going to be coming to you guys. Figured I would invest into this little journey that we're taking together. And I also have the ability to do dual mic'd up workouts now, which are going to be way more exciting. My day wasn't all that exciting, so we're just doing, your regular everyday shit. Clued up our fasted cardio. I'm still doing it all very standardized, so 7 incline on a treadmill with a 3.7 speed, and we're doing that consistent from the time we get on to the time we get off. I also have been doing my abs and my calves in the mornings on most days. If I'm training, quads later in the day and I have calves in my workout, then I'm probably not training them twice in a day. That would be ridiculous. But, that's the point in time where I can kind of get that in fasted, get a little bit more calorie expenditure before we even get that first meal in. So carbs are relatively low on rest days. I'm only actually doing 150 grams of rice across 4 meals. My breakfast still has, 2 pieces of toast and a banana in it with my protein as well. And then my last meal of the day would actually just be a just protein meal. So yes, we're definitely feeling it at this point in time. I definitely feel like I'm starting to feel that point where the low or carbs are really definitely starting to, not negatively impact, but definitely slow down my brain function to a certain degree. So, sometimes it might take me a little bit more focusing to do things that I can do in like 2 seconds. And that just comes with it. We're entering into those, extreme depths that's required if you want to be successful on stage. If I want to win, I want to place well, then that does require really pushing things to an extreme. Bodybuilding is definitely not a light sport. It's definitely made for the people who have thick skin. And I most definitely love that challenge. Just keep on pushing the agenda. We're getting pretty close to where I would like to be. Over the next month, we're going to be pretty close to where I'm going to want to be on stage. And then from there, it's just a matter of us, refeeding, rinsing and repeating, and maintaining the look that I want to hold. It's going to be a little nice to be ready a little ahead of time this year so that we have the ability to kind of like play around with what is my best look, at what fluid level, what sodium intake, how many meals in, at what types of food. So it's like we can have so much collected data before we even get to Toronto. So then when we get to Toronto and we're running through peak week, it's just like clockwork, like any other day, and we get that achieved peak look that we essentially already determined very early on in the prep. So super looking forward to that. Definitely going to keep you guys up to date on, kind of the decision-making process and, kind of the judgment that myself and my coach are using to make those decisions. But yeah, it's definitely getting exciting here now. Man, my brain is actually not functioning today, bro. I'll give you 2 seconds. First thing this morning, after we did conclude all of our cardio and that little bit of abs and calves that I was telling you guys about, I of course did have a couple personal training sessions, did work a little bit at the gym, and then from there I came home just to get the dog out for a little bit, and then I actually had to go back to work to pick up a little special surprise, which you guys are going to see in a little bit. We're going to tell you a little story behind all that when I show you guys what I'm talking about, but a little inside joke which you'll be filled in on. Nan no longer will be able to roast me. And then we're going to head down to the grocery store, do a little re-up on all the things that I need for the next week, because the key to success is being prepared. All right, so exciting news that I was talking about earlier. I now officially have my first own gym machinery for the home gym. So we actually have a seated calf raise here. My boss, funny enough, was getting rid of some stuff, and I jokingly said I would take it off his hands, and he was like, yeah, sure, man, if you want to take it. And I was like, no way. That is absolutely amazing. So, little inside joke that'll explain that came from my grandmother last year. God love her heart. Pretty much most of my family came to my show last year to support me, which was absolutely amazing. I love all of them for the support that they showed me last year. It meant so much to me. And then after the show, I was up to my parents' house and I ran into my grandmother, who then, super genuine and very honestly was giving me compliments, saying, I'm so proud of you and, all the muscle that you developed, like, absolutely crazy, like, blah, blah, blah. But she was like, I gotta ask honestly, do you not train your lower legs whatsoever? And I was like, do you mean my calves? So I pretty much got the world's rawest roast from my grandmother. So we can't have that, boys. So now we have a calf raise right here at home that I can literally come out to in the garage anytime I want to blow these up and get some cow calves so that we can make Nan proud.
Redbird, I got wings on me, I'm pushing agendas. Spread the word how they speak about me, they pushing agendas. No, I ain't doing no feet for free, I'm pushing agendas.
Alrighty, time for our walk. So we're gonna do a 45-minute walk here, do a nice loop around the river, find the first 5-10 minutes we can go for a walk. It's not really much walking. It's really walking 10 feet and then sniffing. So, the last half hour of the walk, she's like steady going. So I don't really count this first little bit as actual cardio to any capacity because we're just standing around chilling. Loves it. Right in for a dip. So I'm thinking about, obviously the show is getting pretty close now. Obviously I'm getting really excited to compete, thrilled to see the final package that we're creating here. But I'm honestly so hyped to be able to go train at Pure Muscle and Fitness. Like, I've been wanting to go check out this gym and just train in that atmosphere and then at that gym with a lot of that specific equipment for so long. Like, I'm absolutely over the moon that I'm going to be spending not only my peak week but a couple days post show just training there, absolutely loving my life and just like absorbing all that energy that's there. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a highlight of my trip. Obviously the show is going to be a major highlight of my trip, and obviously traveling with my friends and family and all that jazz. But yeah, overall, like, there's just so many exciting things that are coming along with this show this year, and I'm just feeling so grateful to be able to experience this and to be able to have the opportunity to go do the things that I'm doing here right now. So yeah, just taking a moment of gratitude here right now to just really embrace the present moment and also what's to come in the near future. All right, so that concludes our walk up Emmanuel's River. It's going to be both my round 2 and her round 2 of the day, done and dusted. So we're actually going to head on over now, drop her off at the house real quick, and then we're going to buzz on over to the grocery store like I mentioned before, top up on any things that we need for the week to make sure we're ready to crush it. Some fresh strawberries and raspberries, because those are Olive's favorite. And she's also on a big grape kick at the moment, so make sure we keep the women happy, boys. Okay, so pro tip, make sure you get bananas that aren't ready yet, and then get a couple that are pretty much good to go right now. So I'm going to want to eat some right away, but I'm also going to want these to be fresh and ready to go in a few days' time. All right, and one of my favorite carb sources is going to be some potato. Throw those in the air fryer. I'm a happy man. Get a little bread, keep that safe up top here. Yeah. So we got some maple chipotle and some roasted pepper salmon. So I'm definitely on a salmon kick here lately for my fattier protein sources. Still having beef a few times a week too, but damn, I'm just really loving the salmon right now. Regular, we don't do regular, and that's also regular. So okay, so there's one individual pack of extra lean ground beef, which is all I'll actually eat. So I guess we'll have to come back tomorrow because that's enough for me to have one individual meal. And of course, as always, my main protein source, lean protein source that is going to be chicken breast. So we are going to stock up on these. Alrighty. Alright, now if I don't get some of Olive's coffee creamer, I'm gonna be shot because I keep forgetting it because I can't drink it anymore. Great, and they're actually out. So on video, they are not here. They're out of stock, babe. So legit was not me forgetting, straight up. I remembered, I tried. All right, so I'm not actually trusting my memory fully anymore at this point in prep. Hence the low carb brain is really kicking in at this point in time. So just to play it safe, so I don't get mad at myself later on, and realistically speaking, I'm gonna need anyways at some point. I'm just gonna stock up all my spices. That way you guys can actually see what spices I do use. I know for a fact that I have my chicken spice at home because I used it literally earlier today, which you guys already know is a roasted garlic and red pepper. It's shit's fire. But this one right here, vegetable spice, this is going to be what I put on all of my potatoes that you guys see me slice up or dice up or whatever I'm doing that day and put in the air fryer, which I literally always have with my beef meal. Man, they're really like low on the selections here right now. It's a rough go. Okay, well I know I have my chicken spice, so I'm safe there, but I don't have my cod spice, and I really would like that. And I don't actually see it here. Should I be brave and try something new? I think I'm gonna play it safe and just get what I regularly get, but I do actually need Cajun, so I was looking for this one. So this is one of like 4 things that I put on my beef meals. So when I cook my extra lean ground beef, I always rinse it and drain it when I'm cooking it, first and foremost. But I do use Cajun, onion salt, a little bit of minced garlic, and then I'll just use your generic salt and pepper as well. But I find that is a fire combination. And then having that vegetable spice on the potatoes, I'll do like a 50-50 combo between rice and potatoes, and then my ground beef on top. You'll thank me later. And another really good lean protein source, it's actually pretty cheap, is canned tuna. So I prefer to get the flaked canned tuna. It's really just personal preference. Solid canned tuna is going to do the same thing. If you want something that's quick, you can grab on the go really fast, and you know that you're getting a lean protein source in. Tuna is definitely a great option there. I definitely lived off tuna sandwiches pretty much my entire high school, will admit. Yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, I forgot to get asparagus, but I'm pretty sure Olive picked some up last night. I'm just not 100% sure on asparagus, but if I don't have asparagus, then I'm just going to get it when I get ground beef tomorrow. But if I already have asparagus and I get more, then it's going to go bad. So we'll see.
862, 832, 20, 17, 97, 99. Thank you for using 779. Place item on schedule. 99.
All right, so that is one individual week of food, minus actually really a couple days, because I am going to need to go back to get more ground beef like I said, and also grab some eggs, because I just realized we forgot eggs, boys. True. All right, so getting our next meal ready here because I'm absolutely starving at this point in time. We only actually have 2 meals left for the day, one of which has no carbs. So definitely gonna enjoy this rice here that we're gonna have with this chicken here right now. You know, there definitely comes a point in prep where, yes, things are physically difficult, but there's most definitely points and times where things start to get mentally difficult. And that's where, discipline really outshines. And what I mean by that is you're going to have many days where you're not motivated. You're going to have many days where you don't necessarily feel like doing an hour and a half of fasted cardio, or you don't feel like taking a set to true failure in the gym. But ultimately, those little decisions are all going to add up to create your final product. And if you're losing 1% here, 1% here, then sorry to tell you, but that's going to make a difference in how things stack up for your physique. So, doing a bodybuilding prep definitely is both physically and mentally challenging. And that's something that I would tell anybody who's wanting to do their first prep. Now, at the same time, it is the most rewarding and the most amazing experience, and also probably the process that I went through out of any process I've gone through in my lifetime that really taught me so much about myself on a deep personal level, not just from my body, but actually me as a human being to my core. And the discipline and the, let's just get it done now attitude that I kind of really, really significantly developed in prep last year, that carried over into every aspect of my life. And now this prep, I'm noticing I'm getting to a new level of discipline, a new level of structure, and it's just amazing to, see yourself, leveling up as a bodybuilder, but also leveling up as who you want to be as a person at the end of the day. And I think that's just why I love this sport of bodybuilding so much. Yes, for the, physical challenges and all of those things. And obviously I love building muscle, and it's awesome to, get shredded and compete on stage, and the whole expression of posing is a beautiful part as well. But what bodybuilding actually does and translates into my character development, that is so valuable, and something that, I would definitely encourage anybody who's ever thinking about doing a prep to definitely go for it. Just make sure that you're set up in the best, not only physical and mental situation, but also, financial circumstance as well. Bodybuilding is definitely not a cheap sport by any means. Anyone who thinks it is definitely delusional. So just make sure that you're prepared, because if you want your prep to be less stressful and to be successful primarily, then just make sure you're prepared ahead of time and you know what you're walking into. And then I can promise you, you're going to have the best time of your life, and you'll be so damn proud of that final product when you see those stage shots.
I want good cheese, you got food to eat.